Hi friends, this is Suzy, your Candy Crush guru, here to talk about Wordle. It is January 29th, 2026. All my puzzles are out there, but there is some puzzling information coming out of the New York Times email that they send out, I don't know, about twice a week to those of us who are signed up. And it's got some pretty startling news. A lot of us have wondered what happens when you run out of regular 5-letter words for Wordle, because eventually that would happen. But they have come up with the answer, and some of you will like it and some of you will not. So it says from January 28th, 2026, hey Wordlers, we have some exciting news to share. Starting on Monday, so that's February 2nd, of 2026, we will begin adding previously run words back into play. Wow! There are still many first-time answers to debut, but also more chances for Wordle in ones and those magical serendipitous moments when Wordle overlaps with real life. Happy solving. Okay, so that's a little bit of information with a lot of implication. Let's take a look at this. So starting on 02/02/2026, they're going to be adding previously run words back into play, but they don't tell us like a percentage, like, yeah, just 10% of the words are going to be reused, 90% are going to be still words that we haven't gotten to yet. They don't tell us if there's going to be an actual percentage or if it's going to be capricious. Oh yeah, let's just throw this in now. So that's disconcerting for folks like me, I think, a little bit anyway, that we kind of don't know what the rules are now. The rules are more murky, not more clear with this information. At least if the rules are just as clear, the strategy becomes more murky, I think. It says there's still many first-time answers to debut. Yes, please. Snore. We're waiting for snore. I'm waiting for snore. But also more chances for Wordle in ones. Okay, now see, I just don't buy this. They don't give me any substantiation for this argument that there are more chances for Wordle in ones. Sure, if you've got somebody who always used the same starter word and then that word came up in play and they got a Wordle in one, and they never changed their word and they keep using it, yeah, they might get that Wordle in one again. But I think those who use strategy and narrow down that pool, they have a better chance of getting Wordle in one because they don't use words that have already been used. And if you expand that pool, you've got more choices. So your chance of getting it is exponentially more difficult at that point in time. So I don't buy this. You can try to give me a mathematical explanation and I'll ignore it because it's math. But then a reasonable logic-based explanation to tell me how this actually works in real life, and I'll consider it. But at this point in time, I don't buy that. And then it says, and those magical serendipitous moments when Wordle overlaps with real life. I want that to be how I find out that it's Daisy Day. And so my Wordle of the day, my inspiration word is Daisy, and then they pick that too. Yay, because that's real life. But I don't think they mean that real life. I think more they mean, well, you happen to choose the word Daisy because your daisies started blooming and they used it. That kind of real life. Or like on 02/02/02, my son was born. So if on that day I use the word birth, and it happens to be birth for birthday, then that would be that real life magical serendipitous moment. So anyway, that's the information. What do you think about that? You got a little bit of indication of how I view this. I think it made things exponentially more difficult, at least for some of us. But I'd love to know what you folks think about it. Of course, if you appreciate these videos and you don't mind, I'd like a like, subscribe, ring the notification bell. That really helps. But really, the most important thing is that you guys are watching. I appreciate it more than I can ever tell you, and I thank you so much for that. Bye-bye.